What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is Philly Talk. For those who are new to the channel, love talking Eagles football or Sixers basketball, hit that subscribe button. And if you never want to miss another one of these videos, click that little bell by the subscribe button for post notifications. And if you've been rocking with this channel for a minute and you want to support it, smash that like button. It lets other people know we out here and it pushes the contest out. With that being said, let's get down to business. Yeah, I know this is a live. I just wanted to say that because Tuesday is going to be hard for me to make a video. So I'm going to do quick live slash video. So I want to get some stuff out, but I'm going to get to your questions because you my peeps, you my peeps. What's up, Caroline Carroll? Fly Eagles Fly, NFC champ. You already know. Anthony Lapia, what up, Fly Eagles Fly? Stephen Joyce, what's up? Cash Face, yo, yo, what it do? Run it back. We in here. Oh, what's up? Run it back. Been a minute. Well, been the first for the live. Philly Fresh, what's going on? Um, yeah, so I'm just trying to get on here. Tuesdays are gonna be rough for me to make a video nowadays until I get this cleaning thing squared away. So just thought I'd go on here live real quick and talk about Jim Schwartz possibly, taking a head coaching job for the Cleveland Browns. Talk about these three new NFC East coaches. We knew Ron Rivera was the Redskins coach. We knew that Mike McCarthy was the Cowboys coach for a day or two, but we find out that the New York Giants make another question mark pick. The question mark with Daniel Jones. He panned out to be much more than a regular Duke quarterback presumes to be. So I'll give him that, David Gettleman. But Joe Judge from the New England Patriots. I mean, a wide receiver positional coach slash special team guy. The wide receiver's been horrible this year. Their special teams has been all right. But I mean, on some Freddie Kitchen stuff, go from never even an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, all the way up to head coach. All right, fine by me. Fine by me. The McCarthy hire, he's solid. He's safe. Like what everybody's saying, he's safe. I mean, the reason he got kicked out of Green Bay is because Aaron Rodgers and him didn't get along for the simple fact that Aaron Rodgers was trying to come to this new modern play calling and he was stuck in his ways. I think one of the biggest ways he sold himself to Jerry Jones was talking about how he had these group of analytic people now and he's going to be, he all all this year he's been changing his ways, looking at the new style. He's ready to make that change, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, he got one Super Bowl with two goat receivers and quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. But Philly Ace, what's up? What's up? Michael Bernardo, what up? Philly Fresh, bad hire for the Giants. I don't get it. Hey, yeah, hey, better for us. Sharon Grady, all their choices suck. Hey, it ain't Doug Peterson. Now, like you said, Doug Peterson, you know, had some issues with play calling in the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season. But at the end of the day, whenever he finally got some type of mojo going, this person was out and this person was out and this person was out. So at the end of the day, that Super Bowl he got in year two is going to cut him some slack. Got to get him some different people inside the with the training staff, get some better positional coaches, but we'll see where we go. At the end of the day, we went on a nice run with Carson Wentz on the back of Doug Peterson's play con and Carson Wentz just making things happen with these young boys. But I can say this, it's a promising 2020 season. It's definitely a promising 2020 season with these young boys. We got 10 picks in this upcoming draft. Now, we know in the past that Howie's missed on a couple people. He's got some people too, though. We can't act like he hasn't got nobody good. But we got to hit these 10 picks, 10 picks. Paul Christman, Eric Benemi, yeah, should have gotten the job. Yeah, that Rooney Rule. I mean, they're not really fun. They're not really doing it. Like you said, there's 3 African American coaches in the NFL. Come on now. Eric Bemeny, I can't ever say his name right, offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. They bought out for the last 2 years, been balling out. Come on now. This guy, Joe Judge, got an offer from Mississippi State. I mean, it's an okay college, but it's like the eighth best ranked college in that thing. I'm not too fine with college teams, but I mean, he goes from getting that offer to the New York Giants. Of course, he's going to take the Giants. Let's go back. Start again. Here we go. Now Why can't it go back? All right, there we go. All right. Yo, how's it going? Oh, Sam Dog and Famous, what's up? Catchphrase. So if I heard you correctly, Jerry Jones is still the head coach. Yeah, you already know. He wear the pants in that franchise. He's always gonna do that. How you feel after the loss, bro? I mean, as soon as Carson Wentz got cracked in the back of the head, I'm not gonna rehash that too much, but all expectations went down, so the loss was easier to handle. I mean, after you lose him, after on top of things, I think Josh McCown gave it his all. He could have did better, but at the end of the day, 40 years old, first playoff appearance. From 20 to 20, we moved the ball, but as soon as we got into the red zone, we kind of, we kind of definitely fell off a little bit. And that's where with Carson Wentz, we would have hit on them. Third in the NFL in red zone touchdowns. Carson Wentz is 19 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in the red zone. We would have hit on some of them. Who's our first rounder? Pick number 21. At that point, we want to see what's on the board. You're trying to get a receiver, of course. So we want to see who's on the board. Maybe if there's somebody lingering around 13, 14, 15, you trade up a little bit. If not, maybe you trade back to get some more picks. We're at that number 21 where it's iffy. Do we take the 21 pick? Do we move up a little bit? Do we trade back? So it's a wait and see process. Let's see how some of these mock drafts start coming out running back. But definitely got to go receiver, DB, one of them two. I would prefer receiver first, but if there's a standout DB that drops later, then we might have to flip flop it. Anthony Penny, we need to fire Mike Groh and speed wide receiver. We definitely need a speed wide receiver, even if we get Deshaun Jackson back. And yeah, I mean Mike Groh is expendable. A lot of these guys are expendable, except for Doug Peterson. But hey, while we on this thing was mainly for Jim Schwartz. What we think about Jim Schwartz? Go ahead, let me hear what y'all think about Jim Schwartz, and I'll say my piece on him then as well. Jerry, let's go. Jerry Jones, yes, man. Yeah, everybody wants it. Jerry Jones only wants yes, man. Sam Dog and Famous, and y'all ended the Jason Garrett era Dallas when y'all beat Dallas. Yep, that's what we did. 15 people, one like, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, go ahead, catchphrase, represent for me. Um, Be enemy. Yeah, that's the easier way to sound it out. Philly Ace 21. We need offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator for the Eagles and quarterback coach, wide receiver, and defensive coach. Dang, that's a lot. Cowboy that factor. Hey, what's going on? Mike McCarthy, the new head coach, technically. See, he know what it is. Complexion for the connection. Eagles Nest 291. Everybody in the NFC is making changes. Eagles sitting back, twiddling our thumbs. Um, Everybody's making changes at head coach because they need to. We don't necessarily need to. You got to understand 4 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 playoff appearances, 1 Super Bowl win on his second year. Yes, the last 2 playoff appearances haven't been great, but you got to see what he was working with. The last 2 years, if you combine these last 2 years, there's probably no team in history as injured as the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly 500, yo, everybody, how you doing? What up, Great Stream? Thank you, Philly 500. Philly 500 is the man when it comes to this stuff right here. Sam Dong and Famous. Fletcher Cox was killing my Seahawks O-line up the middle most of the game. That's why I wish Joey Hunt was not our center because he's way too small. Yeah, Fletcher was kind of flinging him with one hand. He was definitely flinging him around. But at the end of the day, Russell Wilson did what he needed to do. Wasn't the greatest game, but he came through in the clutch when he needed to. And I respect that man 100%. After the game, going to Doug Peterson, personally asking how Carson Wentz is doing. That's a class act from the one Russell Wilson. To be honest, I really wanted Jim Harbaugh, but I doubt he would leave Michigan. I hear you. Sam Dung Famous. Oh yeah. Let's get. But yeah, at the end of the day, I wanted to really talk about Jim Schwartz getting a chance to interview tomorrow for the Cleveland Browns. Now it's the Cleveland Browns. We know this organization as bottom of the barrel in the last 10 plus years, but they do got talent. I think Freddie Kitchens was really holding Baker and that offense back. Jim Schwartz was one time a head coach in Detroit. He failed miserably. I think he realized that D coordinator is where where his specialty lies on the defensive side of the ball. He's not too really good at motivating the whole team and doing all that stuff. At the end of the day, How do you guys feel about him staying or possibly leaving? My whole thing is I don't want to go backwards because of Doug Peterson calling plays all the time. I don't know if we're going to get an offensive coordinator in here to relieve him of the play calling. With that being said, I don't want to have a young new defensive coordinator who has to be babied, who has to be watched, who has to, who Doug might second guess. I like how Doug Peterson just says, Jim Schwartz, you do you. You do you. I wouldn't want no job in Cleveland. I agree 100%. Philly 500, but maybe he's desperate to just get a head coaching job. Who knows? I mean, he could have turned the interview down, but I guess he's hearing him out. I mean, why not hear somebody out? Yeah, and like I said, Schwartz upsets me too at times. You're watching the game, you see that sticks defense. The sticks defense always gets me. But at the end of the day, sometimes when he's playing people, 5, 10 yards off, is it really what he really wants to do, or does he not trust some of these corners? I think we haven't always gave Jim Schwartz had the right players on the field. And in our secondary, everybody's been up and down injured. Sidney Jones in and out, Ronald Darby in and out, Jalen Mills in and out, Avonte Maddox in and out. I mean, the only person who's been there all day is Malcolm Jenkins, which leads me on. That would be the only guy that's really over 30 that I'm 100% wanting back for this team. He played 100% of the defense snaps this year. I mean, he plays in the box in the linebacker spot. He plays in the slot. He plays in the safety spot. He blitzes. He rushes the passer. He'll do runner back, tight ends, wide receivers. He does it all. He never misses a game. He never misses a snap. I'm gonna take Malcolm Jenkins back for a 2-year deal, 3-year deal. I would 100%. Can take the growth. He has to go. Yeah, Mike Rowe got to go 100%. I mean, no matter what, even if we would have won this playoff game, things need to get switched up in our positional coaches. We need, Press Taylor's not really doing much with Carson Wentz. I think Josh McCown is more in his ear than Press Taylor. Carson Welch has not been able to develop these young wide receivers. I think Greg Ward just got the rapport with Carson Wentz just because he's a former quarterback, knows where to be. And look, let's talk about D coordinators for a second. Someone like a Rex Ryan, I would love to. But are we really going to be able to get him out the booth? And are we really going to be able to get him to be a D coordinator after his tenure in New York as the head coach for so long? Once you become a head coach for a while, you really don't want to step back down to coordinator unless you have to. And he's doing fine in the booth on that Get Up show. But let's talk about coordinators who are in the league right now are still playing. I heard Wade Phillips is available. Greg Williams might be available. People like that, I would agree as well, because if we get a new defensive coordinator, I want someone who's just going to come in and be that dude to run the defense and not let Doug don't need to really have a say in it. You know what I mean? So you want that veteran defensive play caller who's going to be trusted with the defense 100%, personnel decision and all that. Joe Thomas, how much would you be willing to pay Jenkins per season? Where does he wants a lot? Yeah, I mean, right now I think he's making $7 million, and you got some top safeties getting paid around that 14 million mark. We definitely can't hit no 14 million. I'm gonna try to, between 9 and 11, maybe settle at 10, maybe 9.5, maybe work something out where the first year he gets little and the second year he gets more with incentives, if he can continue that 100% on the field. But at the end of the day, almost everybody on our defense has missed games except for Malcolm. You know what I mean? Fletcher Cox been pretty healthy this game. I mean, he hasn't missed games, but he's been lingering with injuries all day. Let's see. What receiver do you like in the draft? There's a couple ones. Of course, Lamb. Of course, that dude from Penn State as well. But I want to see more when the draft gets closer. Really look at him because at the end of the day, there's some receivers that look really good and then just come out looking all right too. Look at Laquan Treadwell. He was supposed to be a big time receiver. Really hasn't done nothing for the Minnesota Vikings. Caroline Carroll, I feel like we have to draft a good quarterback for backup. Yeah. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that. I'm more on the lines of Carson Wentz doesn't get illegally hit in the back of the head. He's been as sturdy as possible this year. I mean, he hasn't had really any injury problem. He left one game for like a minute with like a little, shake it off, come back and play. And he was great down the stretch. if Jim Ford leaves, I want an experienced defensive coordinator. Yes, that's the really only way I'd be okay with Jim leaving. Like I'm not saying don't misquote me. I'm not saying Jim Schwartz is some Jim Johnson guy. No, no, no. But at the end of the day, with the responsibilities that Doug has on the offensive play calling, I don't see him giving it up unless we get a nice offensive coordinator. With that being said, you need a guy who you can count on to run the defense yourself. And in clutch situations, the defense stepped up. We only allowed 17 points at home. We are pretty crappy on the road with 29 points on the road. Paul Lag and Malcolm is the best safety we had since all three favorite Eagles. B. Dawkins, I think we need to pay him. I'm going to try to pay him too. I'm just not trying to pay him like 14 mil. If we had two legit corners on our defense, wouldn't be like that. Our defense would be like that. I mean, at the end of the day, if the pass rush lived up to its name, now the pass rush was good at spots this year. It was good at spots, but if the pass rush does what it needs to do, these corners only got to play defense for a fraction of the time they do, and automatically our corners upgrade. Now, Ronald Darby's not coming back next year. He's not. And I'm not thrilled to bring Jalen Mills back, but if we don't get other bodies in there, you might have to bring Jalen Mills back. I'm not thrilled to bring him back, but I'll take him before Darby. Darby's 100% with his play, with his injuries. There's no way the Philadelphia Eagles sign him. Who did you think is a good replacement for Grow? Um, Philly 500 has been calling for the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I believe because he's African American descent, no one's going to offer him a head coaching position. I mean, I would love to offer him an offensive coordinator position, get that vertical threat going. But is he going to leave one offensive coordinator position for another one? And at the end of the day, he deserves a shot at a head coach. The offense he's helped build with Andy Reid in Kansas City is deserving of a head coach, but people be bugging out here. Affiliates 21. I am a new for subscribing on here. Go to my channel. Yeah, go to Affiliates 21 channel. Check him out. He does Eagles content as well. Should we re-sign Clement? I love what he did in the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, I think Boston Scott deserves a contract. So, with the up in the air Jordan Howard contract, not knowing what the Eagles going to do, I don't see no way we sign Corey Clement. Joe Thomas, Mills is the leader when Malcolm leaves it. In my opinion, he's the heart and swag, just playing the wrong position. Yeah, I do love the swag of Jalen Mills. I never seen a guy who can get beat one play, then come back and make a play, and then still have that swag. But that's what you need to be a cornerback. I mean, every corner is going to get beat. If you look at Jalen Ramsey's tape all this year, he does a lot of great. He's probably one of the best corners. Don't get me wrong. You got Jalen Ramsey, you got Tre'Davious White, you got damn, what's the guy's name for the Patriots? Just slipped my mind. Anyway, the Patriots cornerback, but he was just getting eight. He got ate up by the what's it called? Devontae Parker for the Miami Dolphins. So even a guy at that caliber gets eat up once in a while. So it is what it is. But as a corner, you just got to have that mindset to come right back in and ball out no matter what. So I do like Jalen Milton. Like I said, I would bring him back just because of the fact we don't know what's going to go at, what's going to fully happen at cornerback. And Ronald Darby's gone. Philly 500, in my opinion, we need to adjust this offense to better fit Carson. I agree. And that's why I would agree with a guy like Benamy or whatever his name is for Kansas City, who's all about that vertical threat. Learn from Andy Reid, but learn differently from Andy Reid because he does most of the play calling. Andy Reid might do the first 15 scripted plays, but Andy Reid trusts this guy. He deserves a head coaching position. I just don't see no one giving it to him because Cleveland Browns are their last spot. They also are interviewing him as well as Jim Schwartz and a couple other people. But yeah, we definitely vertical all day. That's what Carson wants to do. He's going to extend the play. He's going to do what a Big Ben does. He's going to do what a Russell Wilson does. Russell Wilson doesn't just dink and dak down the field. I agree 100%. Philly. Twan Eagles 215. What's good, everybody? Fred Jones, keep Sanders and Scott. Definitely, them two are definitely got to come back. I still would try to see what we can do with Jordan Howard, but they definitely got to come back. thought I saw something. Sorry. Flybirds, what's up? How you doing, Flybirds? Yeah, hope you're having a good night as well. You know what I mean? Can't do videos on Tuesday, so I thought I'd just get a live real quick before, it gets too late. I know Philly Five's over there on the West Coast, so it's early to him. Ha. Gilmore, yeah, Stephon Gilmore. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Thank you, Twine, Lethal, Anthony, Philly Fresh. I couldn't think of it for a second. Bird Guy 101. We need speed in the draft. Henry Ruggs runs at 4.2. That is fast. I would take that. But we got, again, picking at number 21. We're at a spot where possibly can trade up, possibly can trade back, depending what all is left and out there. KJ Hamler runs a 4.2 too. Yeah, there's probably guys out there who will drop to late first round, early second round that run a 4.2. Twan Eagle 215. Yo, if we keep going with our receivers, we got Ward, Gibson, brings speed. Yeah, but you want that 4.2 speed is a different type of speed because Gibson runs like a 4.5 or 4.4 or something like that. Philly Ace 21. I would like to be Josh McCown to be Carson Wentz quarterback coach. I mean, there's articles coming out that maybe we should offer him a position over there. I mean, he's been in his ear all year. Friend Jones, Peters need to retire, become our offensive line coach. Yeah, the only thing I liked about Peters this year was, he can mentor Andre Dillard. I believe he did what he needed to do. He gets a false start every game. I mean, the only way I would let him even come back is if he would set the bench and only come in as a reserve. But I don't think he wants to do that, so he might have better luck playing because he said he want to play. Benjamin Moore, promote Deuce to OC. He's got good chemistry with Doug. Keep it real. We just need to stay healthy. North Philly and SoCal. Benjamin Moore, I agree 100%. The best thing the Philadelphia Eagles can do for next year is just get healthy, stay healthy. And so maybe this whole offseason, we should be talking about the medical staff. Simple and plain. Because if this Eagles team can stay healthy, which is the key word, health, we get healthy, we a problem. Simple as that. Catchphrase, we don't like speed. We keep drafting Alshon types. Yeah, that's true. And I don't understand. We got the Alshon types in our tight ends. Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz are big bodies that will get you them tough yards over the middle and that tough red zone touchdown. There's no reason we need to make that our receiver. Our receiver should be nothing but speed guys because we got these go up and get the ball receivers in Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. And you can even include Josh Perkins if you want. Deuce is a good ideal choice. Yeah, I never not liked Deuce as a choice, but we do need something. And Mike Groh, he's done enough of nothing this year. So even on that 4-game winning streak, nobody was falling in love with him. Wentz has a vertical arm. He wants the vertical receiver. Keep D Jax, draft another speedy guy. 100% Bird guy. You keep Deshaun Jackson, you still got to get another speed guy because you got your over the middle guys in Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. And even if you want to throw JJ Arcega-Whiteside, maybe he can make the next step with a better wide receiver coach, a better something, and he makes the next step. First, you got to learn how to run routes. Once he learns how to run routes, he might be able to do something. Twine Eagles 215, right? If we stay healthy, we can go far. Yeah, health is really the key. Richard Milliner, how can you let Russell kill you on 3 long ball? Not once, not twice, but a couple times. Put a spy on him. Yeah, I mean, I think Malcolm was spying him, but he spied him in spurts. So there was every single time we did not use Malcolm in the spy position. Russell ate, and that was the sad thing because the coverage was holding up, and he had a couple big runs and a couple. I mean, Nigel Bradham had him short of the sticks, but again, at the end of the day, it's hard to tackle Russell Wilson. So, I mean, Russell Wilson's a class act. He's just one of them dudes. Caroline Carroll, if I'm being real, we should fire medical staff. Hey, yeah, like I said, if we could we could go into this next season with the same team. As long as we're healthy, we're automatically a big threat. But I mean, these 10 picks are going to come in handy. And there's some free agents that we can, make happen. Benjamin Moore, Peters got to go. He got Clowney beat. JP, he quit on the play. Yeah, man. And then I Uh, Nobody even came to Carson Wentz's rescue in that play. And then Jason Peters sitting in the locker room like, yeah, I thought it was late. I thought it was late. I told him to stop messing with my quarterback. It's a little too late. It's a little too late. Anthony, get two speed receivers. All this, hey, more speed, the better. That's it. You can never go wrong with speed receivers because it's a passing league and it's a speed league. It's from side to side and up and down. That's what the league is. Kigmar 24, let go of Darby. He hasn't been the same since the ACL injury. And plus, Sidney Jones got his burst back in the last couple games. It showed a major difference. Yes, I believe his burst was there. I thought it was more his confidence was shot. He was still lingering a little bit with these injuries, and I think the injuries were over. The injuries was in his head. The getting beat was in his head. The Philly pressure was in his head. But yeah, Darby's not coming back. I would I would think about bringing Jalen Mills back, but Darby is a no, no, no. Richard Milliner, dude, Mills got burnt all year long. He has to go. Yeah, but at the end of the day, let's look at it this way. I love LeBlanc. I love Maddox, but Maddox actually had some good games outside. LeBlanc, he's been playing lights out for these last two games, but we only use him in the slot. Who knows what he could be on the outside? So if you get rid of Mills, you get rid of Darby. Rasul Douglas gets beat outside as much as Mills. Then you're really down to Maddox and Cravion LeBlanc, and you need to have depth at the cornerback position because LeBlanc's just coming off that Liz Frank on his foot. That's dangerous. Maddox kept going in and out this year. So I'm not saying bring Jalen Mills back to start him right away, but he's not going to ask for a lot of money. He knows his worth. And at the end of the day, you need some type of 4 to 5 cornerbacks on your squad. So I would bring Jalen Mills back if unless we can get some depth in the draft. If we draft two, 3 cornerbacks that look like some studs or some decent picks, it all plays different. So it's day 2 of the all season. We just lost this Philadelphia Eagles playoff game 2 days ago. Darby's a 100% no for me, but I would consider Mills coming back just because of you need corners, and we got corners who are coming off some big injuries. Benjamin Moore, punk ass JP used to be good. Yeah, I mean, what does he play 13, 15 years in the league? It's been a long time with him. Master P. Did you hear they signed wide receiver River Kraft for the next season? I watch his highlights. He can get open down the field. Sounds like a good choice. Hey, and people were talking about him when he was first got put on the practice squad, but with 10 picks in the draft, some free agencies, I want to get some real speed before we have to dip back into the practice. Well, King Mar 24, Mills and Douglas are safeties playing corners. I can agree with that. 22-15. I say Douglas got to go. How many times he get beat? Yeah, he can. He can't play the outside quick receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's just not his style. Richard Milner, they did adjust the offense. Everybody got hurt. I agree. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Yeah, I actually was starting to look that up today, Anthony. How much cap room? I'm gonna make a video about the cap and what I think we need to do, and certain guys I'm gonna have a official video of people I want to re-sign and want to let go as well. I normally do official videos. I don't really do lives on Thursday. I'm on Tuesdays, but schedule a little messed up, so thought I'd get on here. I was really going to just do like first 10 minutes of straight video talking about these 3 NFC East coaches and Jim Schwartz going over to interview with the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to finish with that in case people really do decide to watch this for the long haul. But here's my thing. Unless we can replace Jim Schwartz with a defensive coordinator who is like a Wade Phillips, a Greg Williams, a Marvin Lewis, a guy who's a veteran signal caller, one time was a head coach, realized he's not head coach material, but is a great defensive coordinator in the sense where he can run his defense and his personnel by himself, doesn't need no help, then yes, we can move away from Jim Schwartz. But I'm not trying to get no young up-and-coming guy who we have to baby and assist time after time. So Wade Phillips, Greg Williams, Marvin Lewis, yes. But at the end of the day, when Jim Schwartz needs to get the job done, he does. 17 points to the Seahawks twice, 9 points to the Cowboys, 13 points to the Bills. On the road, he does get cooked, and so does our whole defense. But the thing is this, Do you sometimes credit Jim Schwartz play calling, or is it as much as Ronald Darby, Jalen Mills, Rasul Douglas getting beat in that Miami Dolphins game? In that Miami Dolphin game, the calls were the calls. Every catch that Devontae Parker had, the tight end had, there was a defender right there. They just wasn't getting the ball. They weren't high punting the ball. They were taking bad angles and whatnot. At the end of the day, you can put a player in the right spot. If he don't make that play, then the play's not made. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you're still in here and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I put out videos almost daily. Like I said, normally I would have put a regular video today, but late night, coming back from this cleaning thing I got to do because someone, quit on me. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to hit some of these last questions up real quick. Master P. Dot, we definitely appreciate what Jim Schwartz has done with this team and for our defense. JX Rich, that single high just wasn't type of corners we had for the type of corners we have. I understand, yeah, but I believe that he thought his defensive line was going to play more or a lot different this year. The defensive line came out to play at times, but it wasn't as consistent as it should have been. The defensive line plays better. You only got to Jim Schwartz wants a blitz four only, and normally you think you would be able to with a Fletcher Cox and a Brandon Graham and a Derek Barnett, but it wasn't what we thought. That's why we could use another edge rusher as well in this draft, but like I said, you don't want a young boy coming in here who's going to need an assistant to the assistant to the assist of the defense. You want a veteran dude like a Wade Phillips, a Greg Williams, a Jim Schwartz. So we got to see what Cleveland does because Cleveland might just say nope or he might just say nope. But the interview is tomorrow. Lethal Talent, Jim is staying unless he's forced us to move on from him. Nobody better than him out there right now. Del Rio was my replacement for him. Yeah, it's hard to get these defensive coordinator, one-time head coaches to really come back. Even though Jim Schwartz was one, Wade Phillip was another, Craig Williams was another. So maybe not. King Mar 24, I feel at times they are in the right spots, but they don't look back at the ball. Yeah, and there's been a lot of times that we even had our hands on the ball this year and just dropped it. Richard Milliner, we need a runner back, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, and two corners. Pretty much. I would say we can hold off at runner back for the simple fact that Miles Sanders and Boston Scott can carry the load, and all we got to do is try to, finagle something with Jordan Howard, but definitely receiver, O-line, because Jason Kelsey might not come back. He's getting old. We might need to do something there. Defensive line, I agree, and corner 100%. Linebacker too, yeah. Nigel Bradham's old. Camus Gruger Hill just got hurt. I mean, he'll be back. Nathan Gary's played solid. But yeah, but that's the great thing about having 10 picks. Got to hit on these picks though. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button on your way out, something light. And we talking for Eagles football almost every day on this channel. With that being said, have a good night. We out.